What's up, guys? Hey, I'm here with day 3 coverage. This is a 5-day event. Man, it is a marathon for these families, these kids. They're dealing with heat. At Loretta Lynn's, it is gnarly. I feel like I gotta start every one of these videos clarifying something I said on the other videos. First off, I just want to apologize to all the Australian and New Zealand viewers. I don't know the accents very well. I'm sorry, I've never been, so I'm well aware they're two separate countries and the flags are very, very similar. To my ear, the accents sound similar, but I'm guessing that's like saying a California person sounds like someone from Tennessee, which is completely different. And I get that. And I apologize for that. And I respect your country. I respect your accents. Sorry to the New Zealand and Australian guys for lumping you in. My bad. And I was talking about Drew Adams and stunting his growth. That was a joke. Please don't stunt his growth. That's probably the worst advice you'll ever get. Do not do that. That was sarcasm. I did not mean to actually stunt his growth. And if you are at the ranch and you're catching these videos, don't forget to head over and see Coach Rob Beams. The man, the myth, the legend, Coach Rob is going to be at the USMCA Tower Friday from 11 to 4 doing meet and greets. This is the smartest guy when it comes to building a stronger, more durable athlete. So just go pick his brain. You'll thank me later. And the memberships are growing. I thank you guys. We are well on our way. This channel is going to get bigger, better, more and more coverage, more and more things. And as I get more members, I'll be allowed to do more things with this channel because I'll have a little bit more money. What can I say? I don't have the big dollar sponsors that Racer X or Pulp and these other ones have. My sponsors are great, but I'm just not on that level yet. But we're headed there, but that doesn't mean I'm going to sell out. I'm going to keep doing exactly what I'm doing.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
I'm going to start with this 65 10 to 11. This kid, I don't know why, I just think this kid's awesome. Carter Gray. He got up there on the podium and said, they asked him about when Jaden Smart passed him. He said, I'm winning this, and passed him back. I like it. The kid's got a little swag, a little attitude to him. Not only does he have that desire and that grit to where he ran himself to where he was dry heaving, he talks a little smack. I like it. This kid's awesome. Like I said, Carter Gray, I'm watching him. Him and Jaden Smart have a really good rivalry. They both ride for Cobra, and it seems like every moto, these two are like magnets next to each other. They're two kids that I'm going to watch, but this Carter Gray, he's got that little it. I don't know what it is, but something about him, it's really, really hard to tell when they're that young, but he reminds me of a little Cooper Webb. In the Super Mini 12 to 15 class, which is one of the classes I really watch, that has a lot of the superstars before they jump up to the bigger bikes, you start seeing who's going to be really good. That's when I started paying attention to a lot of the guys that are the pros now. As I first saw them in the Super Mini class, you kind of get an idea. When they hit the Super Minis, they're about 2 or 3 years away from making their pro debut. This kid, Aiden Zing, his dad is making some sort of adjustment. I don't know if they had a chain issue or whatever they had on the sight lap, but he's down there adjusting the chain while Aiden's just losing his mind. He's got those pre-race jitters. They almost look, he's trying to start his whole shot device while his dad's still finishing up the chain. I was worried his dad was going to get his finger chopped off. And then he goes out there, gets a decent start, and wins the moto. Kid is a savage. Aiden Zing, that's another one I'm going to pay attention to. Carson Wood, I've been watching him for a while. He's come all the way through the ranks. He's really good. And he was winning this moto, and he had a big get off. And it was kind of scary because it was over one of those blind jumps. And this is where flaggers matter, having these volunteers. And these volunteers are doing their very best, but you can't tell me like this is a high quality flagger. This is the biggest event in amateur motocross, and you're not going to bring in some professional flagging or lighting for these poor kids. Like somebody coming off this jump, they land on him and that bike when they're stuck, when he's stuck there. We're talking about life-changing injuries, and I just think that that matters, and I really wish MX Sports would consider the safety a little bit more. Grant McDonald, this kid's really good too. He got second in the first moto. Unfortunately, Darren Pine, winner of the first moto, crashed and broke his femur, so he's out. Man, get well soon, Darren Pine. That sucks. Femur's a gnarly one. It's really scary because it goes right near that femoral artery. It can turn fatal really quick, and it's a nasty one to break. So best wishes to Darren Pine. Heal up soon. But Grant McDonald has taken advantage of this opportunity, and he got up there with Aiden Zing having a bad first moto. He charged up. He's got 2 points to work with going into the final moto, but it's going to be a battle between McDonald and Zing for that overall that super mini class. Make sure you give my sponsor some love, Epic Garage Designs. And I do work with them here locally when they do some stuff. I'll go out on a sales call, help some installations. And we did this airplane hangar the other day, and it is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So check out epicgaragedesigns.com. Travis Ogburn owns it. He's an enthusiast. He's just a great guy. Check out Epic Garage Designs. Support Travis, support his company, and thank you guys for that. Ride Strapped. You guys know Ride Strapped. Get your red pill shirt, get your goggles. What a cool company. Hit up ridestrap.com. And Precision Transport. If you need to ship anything using a trucking company, you know what a pain in the ass it is. Not with Precision Transport. Hit up pretransport.com. Family-owned business. They will get your package where it needs to go. That Open Pro class is stacked. Open Pro and 250A. I'm really impressed with this year's crop of pros that are on the verge of making their debut. Problem is there's not a lot of rides available. And that while these kids are riding their asses off, and they're really, really good all the way through the top 10, there's maybe one or two open rides. For sure, Drew Adams is going to get one. I mean, this kid is a beast. And I was joking about stunting his growth. Don't stunt his growth. But that's one of the things that I'm looking at that could hold him back later on in his career, is if he gets much bigger. Avery Long, this kid is determined. He's out there. He roughed up Drew Adams, and Drew Adams he was having none of it. He didn't back down, came right back, got past him. The determination that Avery Long is showing, I didn't know much about him before this week. I mean, obviously you know he's fast, but I had no idea. You get to see their heart come out. You get the little interviews with them, and I've had some people tell me about the backstory from Avery Long. I hope someone gives this kid a chance as a pro. I think he will be a great pro. Now, Cole Davies is already signed to the Star team. He'll be making his debut and going, I imagine that's going to take him into the pro ranks. So he has a spot, and he looked really great in that first 250A moto. Since then, nothing. Squat. He has looked really bad. He's back there just getting smoked. I don't know if he's cooked from the heat, if he overdid it in that first moto, but it has been a rough week other than that first moto for Cole Davies. Luckily, these guys have a lot of different opportunities to show their skills, Supercross Futures, the Combine, and he has already proved in Supercross this kid can ride, which is why he has that shot at Star, is because of his Supercross skills, and he'll be a good pro, but he's going to have to fix whatever issues he's got going on this week, because you can't have performances like this in outdoor nationals and expect to keep a ride just on Supercross results. So that's something Cole's going to have to work on. And one of my favorite guys is Liam Olaf. This kid looks like he just spits nails. He's tough as his dad. I was a big fan of Joe Olaf. Joe Olaf was a privateer for a long time. I met them when they ran Comp Edge here in California. Just a cool family. And I believe it was probably Liam who was like in a crib when I saw him, or like just a little baby when I saw him last time. This kid is tough as nails. He came into here with not a lot of prep because he was injured. Liam Olaf is somebody that I think has a good future in this sport. I would like to see him stay amateur at least one more year. I don't think he's quite ready, but he's really close. And if he did go pro, he's tough enough he might be able to handle it. You never know until you throw him in, but it never hurts to keep him down an extra year. Parker Ross also looks really good, and this guy is coming at the end of these motos. Problem is, I just don't see that flash. And with so few rides for these 250 kids coming out of this class, I think there's going to be some serious talent that ends up not getting a ride and not having the opportunity that they deserve. Like I said, this is a strong class coming from Loretta's. Maybe it's because these guys are getting much more time in the futures, in the combines. There's a lot more opportunities to grow. I'll say this, it is making the amateur class much better. We've had an issue with this the last 10 years or so. Clearly, these programs are helping these riders, and they're really developing. When they hit the pro ranks, they're going to be ready to go. So in the 45 plus class, and this is the class where you're not allowed to have the Mike Browns, the Andrew Shorts, and all these former pros. This is dedicated just to guys who I believe they haven't scored points. I like watching this class. It's fun. It's a class I would race. There's a guy, Shane Kelleher. His story is he didn't really have the opportunity or money to go pro when he was younger, so he built his own business, he has money, and now he's kind of living the dream on the back end. And this guy has skill, man. He is flat out flying. He had a huge lead, and he had an unfortunate incident with the lapper. And I hate to say this, but I think it was kind of his fault. He was passing a lapper, and he drifted over. He probably assumed the lapper was going to back off. The thing is these guys don't race each other week in and week out. I don't even know if that lapper knew that he was the race leader. He probably thought he was losing position, and he was still kind of fighting for the spot. So he jumped in his, where he should normally be. And I think Shane thought that he was going to move over or, check up and just give him the line. And it was a disastrous crash. And I do not like seeing the old guys hit the ground. I'm sorry, they do not bounce up like the kids. I know how that feels, and it's really bad. Needless to say, I really like watching that big dude out there. Kelleher, you're a badass, and even though you're not going to win this year, great showing. Perennial vet rider, Gregory Paymart, the one they call Frenchie, after the accident, he cruised in for the easy win. Good on Paymart. Now let's get to the CRS riders, the Complete Racing Solution backed riders from Coach Rob. He's got a kid on his team, Nolan Ford. This kid is special. I mean, it's like I said, it's always hard to tell at the 10 and 11 range, but they are doing everything right. He won 3 of his 4 motos so far. The moto he lost, he got landed on it, broke his handlebar, so he DNF'd, so he won't be winning that class. But he's won every other moto he's in. I mean, this kid is awesome. And the thing about Coach is he understands these riders on a scientific level. He's not one of these stupid trainers that just push, and you get results, but you're also burning your athlete out. Coach will help these kids grow. I hope Ford stays with Coach for a long time. As soon as they get some success, these bigger teams and these trainers that don't understand biology on a level that Coach Rob does, they take these kids and they burn them out. I hope they stay with Coach Rob long enough so he can build him into a better athlete as he grows. And like I said, nobody's a guarantee to be something special, but this kid's pretty darn good. Chase Dashel. He's having a rough week, but true, like all the other CRS riders, he has just got determination. He's had some bad starts and some tip overs. Sometimes that just happens. I mean, it's a bad week, but he's fighting hard and coming through the pack, drinking his energy fuel. By the way, if people want a drink that's going to actually rehydrate you in these types of conditions and bring your body back where it needs to be, don't forget, Coach Rob's energy fuel is the best that I've ever used in high pressure or high heat and those types of situations. He deals with a lot of triathletes and other sports, and he does it scientifically. So if you want one of those energy drinks, I wouldn't even say energy drink, rehydration drinks that truly works and gives your body what it needs, try Energy Fuel. Sawyer Geick is fighting hard, and he's in position to get a podium, so this kid's riding really good too. Caden Sedggeik, that's one of Coach's 65 guys, came from dead last to 11. Pretty cool seeing all of Coach's guys flourishing through these extreme heats that are dangerous. But the thing about Coach's athletes is he watches them. It's a scientific process. He's not just at a farm whipping them, telling them go, go, go. And then when they get to extreme conditions like this, they don't redline. He's got them to a point where they're stronger and they can deal with the additional stresses of the heat. It still blows me away how many people don't take him up on his services. The dude's awesome, and he's willing to work with these young athletes at these vulnerable times in their life when they're building their body to what it needs to be. You want to have a long-term pro? I strongly suggest you go see Coach tomorrow at his meet and greet. All right, guys, thank you. And yesterday I forgot to put one of the members in the video, so you get 2 today. So thank you, members. I really appreciate it. And check out these AZ flyboards. These things are cool. And also, I did the Too Hard for Radio podcast. It was a lot of fun. And if you want to watch that, we went for like an hour just shooting the crap. Thanks, guys. Later.